and I wanted to get it. All right. Let's talk about why it's increasingly more difficult to feel patriotic about America now that we're on that subject.
Another November day outside the U.S. Capitol. Inside, there was business unusual.
This just doesn't make sense.
A big story just got bigger, with fresh revelations on the Epstein affair. Yet more notes on a scandal. Yet again, they cite the president. In Jeffrey Epstein emails released by the House Oversight Committee. One from 2011 to his co-accused Ghislaine Maxwell reads, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. A victim named Redacted spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." Ghislaine Maxwell replied, "I have been thinking about that." Epstein emailed the writer Michael Wolff.
By the way, another side of this Epstein saga that is not getting a lot of coverage is the unimaginable amount of media and investigative reporting that has come out surrounding Mike is a bit hot, really. The unimaginable amount of media that has come out from Drop Site News that shows, in my opinion, conclusively that Jeffrey Epstein is or was most likely an asset for the Israeli state. And I know that that is like a no shit situation for many. You're going to be like, oh, really? No shit. Duh. Right? Sure. NYT has a minute by minute update if you want to know some more deets. Democracy Now! Covered it. Yeah. So that's one of the aspects of this this Jeffrey Epstein saga that's gone a little bit unnoticed, perhaps by design. But every other week there is another article that comes out from Dropsite that's like, Jeffrey Epstein was in Kazakhstan ordering Israeli surveillance technology for Kazakhstan. Like it's crazy. I keep reading them over and over again, but it's strange to me at this point that we do not actually cover it at all in our media. Hold on, maybe I can lower the gain a little bit. Is it working? So here's what I was pointing to, okay? An example from the newly released file showing how consultants sought to influence Google search results, buying articles about Jeffrey Epstein being a billionaire pedophile or having a diary of his underage victims, and then boosting articles about his philanthropy. But also, in addition to helping, this is what I was talking about. In addition to helping broker deals between Israel and Mongolia, Russia, and the Ivory Coast, Epstein had a senior Israeli intelligence officer with personal ties to former CIA director Leon Panetta live at his apartment for weeks-long stretches between 2013 and 2016. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, this is one of the most obvious Israel-aligned pedophile, sex trafficking, blackmail networks out there. Why the fuck was this guy traveling to fucking Mongolia or even talking about like hiring Mossad, former Mossad and former IDF agents for security details for like anti-government business leaders in China at the time? This is before like Xi cracked down on corruption, right? Like he was having these conversations with Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel, Ehud Barak. You don't have these sorts of fucking conversations unless you are a direct contractor or a direct operative for Mossad. Like, you know how we talk about China trade maxes? Jeffrey Epstein was power broker maxing, I guess. He just had, that was his kink. Aside from the pedophilia, the other thing he was doing all the time was just like brokering deals. He just couldn't stop himself. I guess that's what it was. You know? Pedophilia and brokering deals. That's what it is. Demanding meetings with Putin rather than his envoy. Yeah, it's just, Like it's so transparent, and it's crazy that it's always just like Drop Site or Intercept or Democracy Now. All of these other friends of the show and outlets that are outside of like legacy papers that are publishing this kind of stuff. And I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. Like how much longer can you avoid talking about this part? Because Americans see it, right? They see it. They recognize what's going on here. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein to U.S. Special Envoy to Syria Tom Barak, who is another favorite character on the show. You guys know who he is. He's the one who was like, yeah, Hezbollah has no incentive to disarm, but what the fuck can they do about it? We will destroy them. Borders are meaningless. What is important is what Israel wants in terms of borders. Like, this is what the fucking Special Envoy to Syria and Lebanon, Tom Barak, was saying over and over again. Anyway, here's a fucking email between Jeffrey Epstein and Special Envoy, Donald Trump's U.S. Special Envoy to Syria, Tom Barak. Jeffrey Epstein, in 2016, sends an email to Tom Barak saying, send photos of you and child. Make me smile. To which Felix says, well, yes, this does seem nauseating, but it's not like Trump has this guy working on places that have outsized amounts of orphans and other children that cannot be accounted for. This is the type of shit that makes even someone like myself, who is a heavy scrutinizer of conspiratorial narratives, even though I am obviously an enjoyer of conspiracies, I'm very critical of conspiratorial thinking. But when I see stuff like this, and then I see the media refuse to cover it, or the media just like never entertain this stuff, I think to myself, okay, what are we doing here? Like, am I becoming increasingly crazy? Why is there not enough coverage on this stuff? What the hell is going on? Especially because it's not like the media is fond of Donald Trump. This is a great line of attack for Donald Trump. You know, a uniquely unpopular and despotic leader that is moving America in the direction of fascism. Why the fuck is the New York Times not all over the shit? You know? Click translate on this. Gustavo Petro went beast mode. First of all, went beast mode. There's never a moment where he's not doing beast mode. Gustavo Petro says a clan of pedophiles wanted to end democracy in Colombia and to keep the list Epstein from coming out. And they sent battleships to kill fishermen from this city. And they threatened the neighbor. How is the people of Colombia going to applaud the invasion of the people of Venezuela? Would we be such traitors and sellouts to our own people? President Petro Gustavo, one of my favorites. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, one of my faves. He's always going fucking beast mode, dude. He is the GOAT. I love him. I think the situation in Latin America would be very different if the USSR still existed. Okay? Like, this is the type of leader that the foreign adversary, the scary socialist communist countries would immediately identify as a ally, an ideological ally that's willing to demonstrate sovereignty for Latin American peoples, for Latin American countries in general. Most guilty human in history. Oh, this is the other one. New leaked emails show that Jeffrey Epstein helped arrange talks between the Israeli government, Côte d'Ivoire, how do you say it? Ivory Coast, that culminated in the signing of a formal defense agreement in 2014. Epstein made introductions and held meetings before Ivorian leaders and Israeli intelligence link firms. Côte d'Ivoire. Fuck. Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire. Okay. Ivory Coast. I'm too American. I'm too fucking American. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, chat. Shh. I'm too goddamn American. Stop it. Okay. and Israeli intelligence-linked firms and individuals that helped lay the groundwork for the deal to help flood the Ivory Coast with Israeli surveillance tech. This is the latest entry in a series of stories about Epstein's links to the intelligence world, including in Africa. Link in next post. So there have been so many articles like this, but they're all on drop site. They're all on independent outlets. Yeah, this was full audio of Trump saying he broke ties with Epstein after he poached young women from Mar-a-Lago. In this clip, Trump casually admits to witnessing underage sex trafficking and not reporting it to the authorities. 2, stopping in the middle of said underage sex trafficking testimony to promote his spa at Mar-a-Lago where said underage sex trafficking occurred. And then there's an update from Adam Johnson from an hour ago in this email, this tranche of emails that was released by the Democrats. In another email, Epstein refers to Trump almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool. He was so focused, he walked straight into the door. Yeah, like a cartoon. Like a cartoonish fat guy floating over time and space, going towards a scent trail. Floating whimsically in the direction of a pie on a windowsill. One of the craziest parts about this is that hey, Jeffrey Epstein, for all my dyslexics out there, Jeffrey Epstein became the most prolific sex trafficker. Not saying that you can enter that field, but if you're dyslexic, you shouldn't let that get in the way of your ambitions and dreams, whatever they might be. Hopefully they're not a criminal espionage enterprise for an apartheid state, of course. But look at the way he fucking writes, dude. Jesus Christ. Read the feed, read my airplane logs, and Hawaiian Tropic Contest. What are we doing here, man? He said Hawaiian. Have them ask my houseman about Donad almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused he walked straight into the door. Donad. Now everyone coming to me thinking I have juicy info on you and Trump. Thomas Landon Jr. wrote, because of this, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. Trump booms from a speakerphone. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. That story will never die, says Landon Thomas Jr., financial reporter for the New York Times. This is in 2015, by the way. And more emails are coming out right now. Oh my God. Oh my God. Blow after blow after blow. Oh, hell yeah. Daniel Boguslaw, investigative reporter for the Rolling Stone, Vice, Intercept, writes, Epstein writes to his lawyer, have one of your cronies. Oh God, I feel like he's giving me a fucking aneurysm trying to read his dyslexic ass, bro. No disrespect to the dyslexics in the chat, but god damn. I guess he just maxed out on the espionage stuff, and he was min-maxing. He just could not write. Let's zoom in on this. This is Jeffrey Epstein, 2012, to Reed Weingarten. Have one of your cronies ask to see the mortgage to Mar-a-Lago, cash from Electricinia's union. His driver, Matt, was the bagman, later made an exec at the Public Co., and the $30 million loan from the casino to Donald Trump backdated. One of the other things that Jeffrey Epstein was doing, aside from being a sex trafficker of minors, was that he was also a prolific writer, despite the fact that he can't write at all. He is functionally illiterate. and very dyslexic. But that didn't stop him from sending fucking emails from his Jeffrey Epstein vacation at gmail.com account. And he was literally corresponding with Ehud Barak, with influential reporters, heads of state, other heads of state, you know, and of course, numerous American officials. And he just kept emailing over and over again. Now, the reason why we have all of these emails is not because the Democrats released it, but like part of the reason why we have a lot of these emails is because they hacked his. I think it might have been Iran potentially. That was the suspicion, but somebody basically hacked the Jeffrey Epstein vacation at gmail.com email account and uploaded all of that. And that's where a lot of this drop site reporting has been coming from. But now that it was actually, I think it was Iran. But now that it's actually something that the Democrats are paying close attention to, we shall see what happens. This will become more and more like all of this stuff, all of these emails, all this stuff will, I think, become more important in the normie sphere. Handala, Iranian hackers. It was Iran, right? Russia says they have videos, so it may have been both. I'm not going to lie to you. I trust Iran more than I trust Russia when it comes to Israel-related shit. Russia and America are ops. Russia and Israel are not ops in the same way that Russia and America are ops. So when it comes to covering stuff, like you have to match adversaries and what their actual ambitions are. Russia is a lot closer to Israel than you would think.